Hello, my name is Sonia Gaines. I've been in family court for 10 years straight. I want to come on here and share my parental alienation story, but most importantly, right now, how I was able to reunite with one of my children. If you have gone through parental alienation, you more than likely have a form of PTSD, if not CPTSD. So I encourage you to get in therapy and do whatever you need to do to help regulate your nervous system. Your children are going to need you to heal as much as you can so that you could actually be able to help them when you do come in contact with them. So I've been in family court for a decade, mainly because family court does not know how to discern what parental alienation is. And sadly, there is also a lot of court corruption that does take place within the court systems. And these parental alienation cases are a big, big money machine for many of the attorneys that have learned or got used to just running with our cases to make as much as they can. But that's not acceptable because parental alienation is a severe form of child abuse that is uncontrolled right now. After many emergency hearings, an evidentiary hearing, contempt hearings, after many, many hearings, this is what helped reunite me with my son. It wasn't the minors' council. Our minors' council made things a lot worse, but that's a whole other video. I got my son back through conjoint therapy. We filed a motion for conjoint therapy and the judge ordered conjoint therapy to this day. My son was already going through things with his father. He was alienated from me for 3 years. So there was a lot of dynamics that were taking place in which I retrieved my child back. But conjoint therapy was a huge, huge, huge factor. And if it wasn't for the conjoint therapy, I don't know that I would have my son back right now. Now, here's the tricky part. When you go to the courthouse and file for conjoint therapy, because our children, targeted children that go through parental alienation, they reject their healthy parent, right? So the alienator, the parent that's causing this form of child abuse, will put the blame on the children. The children don't want to go. I can't force them. But see, even children need to obey the court's orders. And if that parent, that alienating parent, is not capable of causing their child to obey court orders, then that parent shouldn't have custody. Do you see where I'm going with this? There is no reason why a court will not want to allow conjoint therapy or supervised visits or some form of contact with your alienated child with supervision. But we all know that the alienator will do everything in their power to keep professionals away from the children because they have something to hide. Parental alienation has been exposed, so what I encourage you to do, if you have been completely separated from your child and your alienated child is saying they want nothing to do with you, but you are certain it's due to the influence of your child's other parent or some other adult, I encourage you to file for conjoint therapy. It will save your money, but it's better to put your money in a conjoint therapist than a minors' council. And that's not just my testimony, but the many testimonies of those who are going through parental alienation. When a minors' council jumped on board, it just traumatized everyone all over again to a new level and put us in debt, an impossible amount of debt that we can't pay right now. So if you're apart from your child, you can consider filing for conjoint therapy or even supervised visits and pay a professional. This isn't legal advice. These are things that I've done that have gotten progress, and I've been in court for 10 years. You see, my goal at this point is to stop parental alienation from happening even from one person. If I could stop it from one person, one child from going through that, one targeted parent from going through that, one whole family having to go through that form of trauma, that's why I keep showing up. Because I've been apart from my children for 4 years and I miss my children dearly. In fact, I come to places like this many of times to help me heal. Years were already taken from us that we will never be able to get back. But as we expose this form of abuse, not only will we stop it, but our targeted children that have been lied to will one day realize what their parent did. Children deserve both parents. Let's hope that those parents that have been withholding their child from the other parent, let's hope they begin to do what's right and encourage their children to have a healthy and happy relationship with their mom or dad. See, many of them will not do that. And this is why I'm going to encourage you to follow Robert Garza with the time taken, time back law, the 3 strikes law, camera in the courtrooms. And let's get laws placed in our states so that if these abusive parents do not want to stop, then we will force them to stop by putting them in jail. Parental alienation is a severe form of child abuse, a severe form of domestic violence. I got my child that was alienated from me for 3 years back. I got him back through conjoint therapy, and I'm here to share my story so you guys might learn from it, because I hope you get your children back. I'm still fighting for 2 of mine.